Once again, good morning to you all. Thank you very much for having me here. Friends, before I proceed, let me say a few words at personal level. Many of you are a student and have been, all of us have been a student. And imagine a situation where a student is standing on podium and people like Mr. Amarjit Sinha, Mr. Santrapati, who has been our teacher, sitting in the panel and looking at you, so you can understand. And above all, there is an interrogator here, and Smita Prakash. Eh? And and imagine a situation where basically I have to speak. Friends, thank you very much. Indeed, I'm very grateful, and whatever I'm going to say is basically I have learned from people like Mr. Sinha, Mr. Tripathi, and many others. But more importantly, many of things I learned in Gujarat while working in that state, and especially on the ground in the field. And I see here my esteemed colleague, friend, Mr. Anjal Prakash, Dr. Anjal Prakash, who was with me in Wasmo. So it's good to be here. Thank you, Dr. Arushi Jain, for having me here and giving me this opportunity to talk to you. Friends, I will not take your much time. Let me just start. The topic of this session, actually, I have been given that policy and innovation. And I presume that is a public policy and innovation. And I would like to add one more word here, that public policy, innovation, and governance. Because any public policy, in the absence of right kind of governance, I don't think it is going to achieve its objective. And in today's era, if it is not mixed with innovation, I think it's next to impossible to meet the intended goal. So in that sense, this session is going to be on public policy, innovation, and governance. Most of the people here sitting here, they know much more than me about theoretical aspect of public policy. But let me bring something from grassroots level, from bottom, that such policies, such innovations, such governance, good governance, what kind of impact it has. Let me give a couple of examples. If you Google, I mean, everybody has phone. If you Google that a postman killed IIT dream of a tribal boy. This story appeared in 2006 or 7. And this from Bhubaneswar. Most of the time, we in modern times, it has become a fashion actually to castigate media also. But this story was brought by a media, Hindustan Times, that a postman killed IIT dream of a tribal boy. This boy belonged to Odisha, from where Mr. Santrapati comes. It is his karma bhumi. He has secured 83rd position in JEE in that year. And imagine, his mistake was that he didn't keep on sitting in his room, rented room, for whole day, 24/7, waiting for that call later, that counseling later. He went outside his room for tea, for coffee, for having movie or something like that. And postman came once, postman came twice, and recorded, and he sent back the letter. And it went back to IIT Kharagpur, which was conducting JEE in that year. So imagine this small mistake. At that point, allow me to come from here, governance. And after 1.5 months, the boy went to IIT Kharagpur. He met Professor Dubey, who was basically controller of examination. And he said, "My son, I'm sorry. It's too late. You lost the seat. And this seat is," and Dr. Amarjit Sinha, he has handled this education and throughout his life. And he was told that, look, it is just like aeroplane. Once admission process is over, the seat is finished. Nothing left. So try next year. Try next year. And this story was published by Hindustan Times. I'll not go into what happened later on, But 2-3 things happened after that, Somehow I also read and maybe too spirited, and I took up this case with National Commission for Scheduled Tribe, and notice was issued to Secretary Higher Education, Controller of Examination, IIT Kharagpur, and Secretary Post, and all those things. And then the decision was taken that a seat was created, and this boy was given admission. But the issue is that if this happens in 2006-07, internet has come, email has come, there could have been system. It means daily you have to keep on working on that. And today, at least, this is not a situation where basically we are having this kind of problem, Allow me to give another example. When it comes to governance, let's say public policy. There is a tribal area, PSC, CSC, healthcare system, we all understand that condition of PSC, CSC is a vicious cycle, actually. I mean, horse before the cart or cart before the horse, I don't know. But doctor is not there, paramedic is not there, they say they don't have facilities. So, what happens actually? That people are not able to get healthcare services. So allow me to narrate another story from 2006 in Gujarat, in tribal areas. And in tribal area, women were not coming forward to go to any hospital or to doctor during their pregnancy period and delivery. And you can see that the kind of effect it has on IMMR, MMR, and institutional delivery, and so on and so forth. So we had to fund 5 crore rupees for some innovation. Any innovative project you can take, 5 crore rupees. So one of my very esteemed colleague, senior colleague, Dr. Amarjit Singh, and both he and me. So one thing, allow me to say in lighter vein, that never think that people are wasting time when they are having lunch with somebody. It's a very, very important time. And Dr. Amarjit Singh and myself, both we sat down in Shastri One and having lunch actually. And on that table, with this 5 crore rupees, we evolved on a scheme that in tribal area, women are not coming forward to doctor. Doctors are not there, PSC is not there, paramedics are not there. How to ensure institutional delivery, that maternal care is taken. So we develop a contour of that, this thing. And this 5 crore rupees as innovative project we put there. The scheme was very precise way that any person bringing his wife, sister, daughter to a doctor, any doctor, private doctor, any doctor, and their pregnancy test is carried out. And if the test is positive, doctor will take out 50 rupees and give the person, congratulate the person for bringing this lady to his clinic, and congratulate him and give him 50 rupees at that point of time. And for next 5, 6, 7 months, he'll take care of that lady. I mean, usual medicine, folic acid, and all those will be provided, and then he will handle the delivery. And then if it requires cesarean and some other thing, procedure, then I think doctor is responsible for taking this lady to the hospital. And once delivery is done, the child, is registered in birth and death register. In doctor's account, 1,850 rupees will be transferred automatically. By this example, I would like to explain the public policy aspect. The public policy is that, yes, we have to control population. This is one part. And here we are evolving a policy where basically anybody is coming and, informing that, it's pregnant, and you are rewarding the person 50 rupees. But that is our culture. When women get pregnant, in the family, in the household, everywhere there's a happiness. There is a happiness all around. People appreciate it, and Secondarily, if you start building PSC, CST, arranging doctor, arranging paramedic, I don't know how many years it will take. And third thing is that since tribal people are not coming to doctors, so this is the one way to promote that they should go to a formal, healthcare system. And for doctors who are available in that area, it's a good opportunity to have additional patients. So it was a kind of win-win-win-win situation for everybody. And first year, with 5 crore rupees in 5 districts, we got 29,000 deliveries. Took place in that district, those districts. Then we extended to 11 districts, and then the whole state. And in 32 districts or 26 districts at that point of time, annual expenditure was 51 crore rupees, and our institutional delivery increased from 46% to roughly 96-97%. So friends, this is one of the examples of a good public policy, a good innovation, and fairly good governance. My lecture is limited to only this much. That's it. Nothing much more. Nothing much more. I think when we are in public policy, whether you or me, or I think we have to be very clear about the goal, objective, collaterals, and we have to see that everybody is benefited. If anybody is not benefited, he or she has the capacity to scuttle that public policy. I think that is the crux of the policy making. And with today's IT infrastructure and internet and so on and so forth, I personally feel that it has become much easier. Public policy might be difficult, but governance is becoming much easier. Societal complexities and all those things well taken, but I think it becomes, because it gives you a speed and a scale. Your reach can, Let me give you a third example. In 1999-2000, in Gujarat, GSDP growth was 1.2%. And you are better informed, you are more knowledgeable than me about economics and inflation and growth. Next year, 2000-2001, the growth was minus 4.89%. Okay, minus 4.89%. Of course, on 26 January 2001, there was an earthquake, devastating earthquake. So last 2 months were virtually lost. Even then, in first 10 months, the situation was so bad that year average was minus 4.89%. And next year, let's take 5 years, 97 to 2002, 5 years. It was, I think, 2.8%. Yeah. For 5 years, 97 to 2002, growth was 5%. What were the limiting factor? What were the cause? Number one was scarcity of water, drought-like situation and water scarcity. That was the first thing. And of course, second thing was, of course, devastating earthquake and thereafter rehabilitation, reconstruction, and other associated activities. Scarcity was such that whole year, almost 10 months, the whole state government and public district administration was involved in arranging tanker and water trains and tanker. 10,000 plus tankers, 2-3 trains. And imagine that time, Gulf War was going on. And if you go to railway board and they'll say that, well, whether the rakes should be deployed for oil and petrochemicals or for water. And I, being very junior most, I'll take liberty and say that, sir, obviously water. And they will laugh. Why is it so that today in Gujarat, you are not hearing water movement through tanker or railway racks rakes, or starting from 2002 to 2011, double-digit growth, including in agriculture. 2011 to 2021 is 11% growth. So I have a feeling that I think we have to study what kind of public policies have been evolved, what kind of governance system has been put in place, what kind of innovations have been introduced. I think these are the few things basically we have to study, and when we are making policies, these need to be taken into account. And well, friends, I think our younger generation is living in a very, very, of course, challenging time, complex time, but genuinely very good time. In the sense that in my generation, when we had to acquire some knowledge, we have to go to school, college, museum, university, this temple of knowledge. But today, this knowledge is basically here. It's a question of acquiring it, taking it, adopting it, and working on it. And you are also living a different generation. Of course, certain value and all those things adjusted, that's secondary part. But just don't forget that India, first $1 trillion economy became in 2007. Means it took 60 years since independence to become $1 trillion economy. But next $1 trillion was added in only 7 years. 2014, we became $2 trillion economy. And third trillion was added in 5 years, roughly in 2019, of course, after COVID and all those things. So it means there is a speed, there is a scale, and there are opportunities. It creates its own momentum and opportunities, So issue is how to take benefit of, this kind of ecosystem and this kind of environment, where basically government is trying to create an environment of opportunities. The whole public policy here, Mr. Sinha is sitting here, and I don't want to embarrass him. The whole life he devoted for what? Bringing people from bottom, basically. He devoted his whole life in Bihar, in his healthcare, in education, basically people who are at bottom, bringing them up and make them capable of availing the opportunity. And today, this government, in last so many years, you have seen, when we say that universalization of various services, it means what? There's a housing, or drinking water, or toilet, or cooking gas, or electricity, or internet connection at village level panchayat. It is basically enabling environment. Colonel Awasthi was mentioning about skilling. Yes, very important. Just imagine that in 2014, only 24% women were in workforce. And last 7-8 years, I think this percentage has increased to 33%. And imagine when we talk about doubling of income, next 25 years being a developed nation, our per capita income going to $12,000, something like that. I think bringing women in workforce is the most crucial and most critical, component of that strategy. And the kind of things are being done here. You have to, I mean, you know it, and Let me give in, because there is a paucity of time, and let me give another example. How we are working and what are the opportunities it creates. And one example I'll give from Jal Jeevan Mission. As you know that having clean tap water at home, it frees women and girls from drudgery of this thing, and they can use this time in very productive manner. So this scheme has been initiated to ensure clean tap water every home. And I'll request all of you, and especially researcher and student, please go to JJM dashboard and see it from different angle. That tomorrow at village level, if a public utility or a private utility has to evolve, what kind of ecosystem has already been put in place and being put in place so that you can start your utility. So what has been done? All kind of granular data, including last 20 years investment at village level, has been put on that there. All the people who have got tap water connection, their name authenticated by Aadhaar has been put there. the source of water quality, and the system has been evolved where basically water quality data is speaking to each other. This is also being linked to integrated disease surveillance program where basically waterborne diseases and quality of water, is talking to each other. Now imagine a situation, government have made provision on the recommendation of 15th Finance Commission that in 6 years, 1.72 lakh crore rupees, 28,000 crore rupees annually are given to these panchayats as tied grant for water and sanitation. Now, every village panchayat is having, let's say, 8 to 10 lakh rupees. What need to be done? It requires a professional management. Because once under Jal Jeevan Mission, this kind of infrastructure is created. And you must have heard about, this innovation, sensor-based IoT devices have been developed and deployed on pilot basis. If this sensor-based IoT device is at every village level, at every mohalla or habitation level, or even at every household level, it means quantity of water, quality, duration, various parameter, you can access this information, get it transferred through SIM or with Bluetooth, and it comes on your dashboard. And imagine for one village, 10 village, 100 village, 1,000 village, you have this data, and this can become a kind of water utility. So the kind of opportunities opens, the same sensor-based IoT device. Today, we are fortunate to have, I want to test my glucose level at home, I can test it. I want to test my COVID, so many other pregnancies, so many other things. Can you get your water tested at home or anywhere? And imagine this ignorance, this kind of facility not being available, how it is basically exploited. The water I get from my tap, I'm not very confident whether I can drink it directly or not. So this fear is a kind of, on this fear, there is a business model that RO or water treatment plant will be built. It will be sold to you, install it. The water is coming from this one. You also don't know whether it's potable or not, but you will drink it. And just imagine this RO plant, this 500 and 600 rupees, this device is installed like in voltage stabilizer. Power coming, input. What is power going, output, Same, water quality. What is coming here and what is going here. I think you can assess it. So I think there is scope for this kind of innovation, this kind of entrepreneurship, this kind of public policy. This is what basically this government is trying to do it. Similarly, take one example. Another example is education. Ensuring quality education to everyone, I think that is that topmost responsibility of any government. And you have seen, starting from Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan and new education policy. But allow me to give one example of tribal area. Because that remote and forested areas, so people would not like to stay there, good teachers and so many other things. So what government is doing basically, it is coming a kind of Navodaya Vidyalaya in each taluka, each block of tribal area is known as Eklavya Model Residential School. What does it mean that? That these children basically, they have a boarding house, a school, get good quality education, they learn their culture, they learn their sports, they learn, this thing. And ultimately it leads to development of leadership among tribal and scheduled tribe. And it means this area, this tribal belt, whole Schedule 5 and Schedule 6 area, Central India and Northeast, opens huge opportunities. I think as a public servant, people like me, our duty is basically to tap, this kind of opportunity, work for this kind of, and we are trying to same is take digital health, take internet at the panchayat level or village level. I think this is the kind of India we are trying to work out. This thing. Friends, I'll stop here. And the only thing I would say that I think we are entering it, the kind of Indian stack is being created. You see that, I think don't allow this opportunity to slip away from you. I think you know it more, but let me flag it. That just think about it that in last 20 years, why and how in US, this kind of tech or fintech or those kind of companies emerged. How and why? What kind of enabling environment was created there? I think that is one lesson we must learn. If those things were not there, if internet was not there, if that kind of satellite were not there, if that kind of geospatial data was not there, probably Google would not have emerged. Would not have, or any kind of travel or those kind of not emerged. I think this provides an opportunity for India. The kind of Indian stack is being developed. It's a golden opportunity for people like you to get into. Use your brain, use this opportunity, and come up with your startup, come up your business model, come up with create opportunity. And I think there could be, I mean, many of us might be having a view that the miles to go and there are huge requirement for many changes. But I think the beginning has been made. The opportunity is being created, whether it's a startup or the Mudra loan or those kind of things. Opportunities is there, and I think we should not allow it to slip away. So once again, thank you very much, and I wish you all the very best for the whole day and for next day. Thank you all very much. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your valuable views with us today. I would like to request Dr. Arushi Jain, Policy Director, Bharati Institute of Public Policy, to please come on stage and present a token of appreciation to Mr. Bharatlal.